Hello there, Dion Johnson, the womanologist here, and this video is for you if you are a woman in senior leadership anywhere in the world, serving particularly in the public service. So you are a CEO, a director, head of department, head of region, you're a strategic lead in public service. You head of a charity, an NGO, a health service leader. You serve people and you'll have a remit around people's well-being. My name is Dion Johnson. I'm the womanologist, and my work is really all about supporting women like you anywhere in the world to be more influential in their public service role. And this is the second video in the series of WomanProphesy 2019. Now, if you haven't watched Woman Influence 2019, the first video, then I really encourage you to go back and find it using the hashtag Woman Influence 2019 or signing up to my YouTube channel where the video is posted. I shared with you that through prayer and through my time of being a woman, developing as a leader myself, and supporting other women in senior leadership to keep growing, I have been compelled to share this message, to prophesy, actually, to foretell, to speak forward what I think is happening for us as women in senior leadership at such a time as this. Now, when you go back and you look at that video, or if you caught it when I released it last week, you will see that what I shared was my understanding that we are inundated, we are beleaguered with giants in our cities. And those giants are, just for a quick recap, those giants are inequality, injustice, I'm looking down at my notes, all right, injustice, illness, isms, all the isms, and indifference. So these giants are parading around in our cities, in our society, in our industries, really strong and tall and powerful. And the word that I received was that these giants must come down. These giants are hindering the greater good. These giants are stopping us from transforming our outcomes for people in our communities and in our nations and in our world, actually. And that these giants needed to come down. So inequality, injustice, illness, sickness and disease, isms and indifference, they all needed to be tackled in this season that we have. And that the prophecy said that we as women who are in senior leadership, we hold positions of authority, that we are being called to prepare to walk in the kind of power that will influence their demise, walk in the kind of leadership and influence that will tear down the impact of these giants in our society, in our industry, in our organizations, and in the impact to the people that we serve. So today I want to just share, to add to that word, and the message today is this, that you, I'm looking down, it is necessary that you choose which side you're on. It's imperative that you choose which side you're on. Either you are against the giants or you are for them. But there is no more time for being on the fence about where you are with inequality, injustice, illness, isms, and indifference. That you are being called through the Woman Prophecy 2019 to decide whether you are for or against these giants, whether you are a proponent of them or you are an enemy to them. And so in order for us to make that decision, I think it's really important for us to just take a minute, just take a moment, just to review what we mean when we say what these giants represent, right? And so let me go through. Inequality, I've had a look at what that means, and it means the unfair situations in society where some people have more opportunities, more access, more money, more benefits than other people. It's a lack of equality, a lack of fair treatment in sharing of wealth and opportunities. It's a situation in which money or opportunities are not shared equally among different groups socially, different groups in society. It's related to imbalance, it's related to inconsistency, and it's related to inequity. And so the question that I have for you today is, where is inequality showing up in your experience, in your heart, in your life, in your mind, in your leadership? Because you see, as part of us preparing for us to tear down these giants in our society, we must first learn to tear them down in our own lives, in our own hearts, in our own lives, in our own leadership, in our own experiences. So my question is this: where is inequality showing up in your experience? The second one is injustice, right? Injustice means a situation in which there is no fairness or justice, where things are unjust. So again, my question to you is, if we are going to be tearing them down, injustice down in our society, we can prepare by starting to address the injustices in our own experiences, in our own heart, in our own leadership, in our own lives, in our own homes, in our own experiences, right? So where is injustice showing up in your experience? Because if you're going to choose to be against them, then you have to start standing up against them in your own experience, right? So the next one is illness. And the question that what illness means is that it's a state of being ill. It's the state of being ill. It's the state of being an ailment. It's a condition in which the body or the mind is harmed by, It's a condition in which the body or the mind is harmed because an organ or a part of the body or the part of the mind is unable to work as it usually does. It's related to dis-ease. It's related to sickness. So the question is that if we are going to be part of the army, if we're going to be part of the mechanism that tears down the impact of these giants in our society, we must first learn to tackle these things in ourselves. So where is there illness in your heart, in your life, in your mind, in your leadership, in your experience? This is where we start preparing to tackle it outside of us. So you need to ask yourself, where does the condition exist that what part of my mind or what part of my body or what part of my society, what part of my organization is preventing the correct healthy functioning of another part of my experience? Where is there, what in my experience, what in my life is causing something to not function properly? Now, you need to think about this if you are with preparing to be part of the army that will tear down the impact of these giants in our society. We must first tackle them in our own experience. Let's go on to isms. Isms, a set of beliefs, especially one that you disapprove of. It's about doctrine, it's about philosophies, it's about schools of thoughts, ideas, concepts, and theories that you disagree with, that are wrong, that are unjust, that are unkind. So again, I'm encouraging you to question in your choosing about whether you are for or against. If you say that you are against these giants, then you must first start to think about where they are showing up in your own ideas, in your own doctrines, in your own philosophies, in your own school of thoughts, where those ideas are impacting your wellness, your equality, your just, fair experience of work and life. Where are you affected by isms? Where are you affected by beliefs that are wrong? Because you know what? If we're going to tear them down in our society, we must first begin to address them in our own experience, either in the way that we are being affected by them or the way that we are affecting our world by them. Okay? So the last one is indifference. And indifference means a lack of interest in something or someone. A lack of interest in something or someone. And so this is about not caring. This is about being indifferent. This is about being uninterested or not caring or dispassionate or unempathetic or, you know, just unsympathetic with what you can, with injustices or inequalities or maladies or abnormalities that are happening either to yourself or to the people that you're connected to or in your sphere, right? So how are you personally affected by indifference? Because if we want to be starting to tackle the giants of indifference out in our society, we must first begin to look at how indifference is showing up in our own experience, in our own leadership, in our own life, in our own heart. You get what I mean, right? We must choose which side of the fence we're on, whether we are for these giants or we are against them. If we are for these giants, then, you know, say so, and be prepared for whatever comes with moving and rolling with those giants. But if you say that you're against those giants, then first we must start to address them. Before we can start to address them out there, we must first start to address them with what's going on in our own experience. However we are walking with these giants in our own lives, or however we are being impacted by these giants in our own lives, we have to take a stand personally first. And so I'm hoping that you get my heart with this message, that you understand what I'm saying, that you are challenged by this call to stand up against these giants in our own experience. And if you need help with that, give me a call, drop me a line, DM me. If you want to know what's next, and you want to carry on watching the series and not miss an episode, then put a hashtag update in the comments box with this video, and I'll make sure that you get a heads up when I'm going live again, or when I am going to release this video, the next video in the series. But here's the thing, it's time to choose which side of the fence you're on. There is either for the giants or against them. There is no sitting on the fence in this season, and I hope you are ready to jump off one side or another and really challenge the way that these giants are affecting you and working with you and through you and for you personally. Okay? See you later. My name is Dion Johnson, the Womanologist, and I look forward to hearing and reading your comments and your questions in the comment box, or just drop me a line, whatever forum this is, just private message me. Take care. Speak to you next week with another in the series of Woman Prophecy 2019.